Hi, this is Steve Webster. Thanks for joining today's video. So today's topic is automating and creating YouTube playlists. So that means that you have a channel that you want to update. So in this case, I have a home page in my channel here, bunch of videos sorted very nicely. I have a list of videos here, which is nice. But then we have playlists, and here, the first playlist over to the right, I did manually. Then these two were testing, especially the last one. And the last one was actually from a YouTube that we have now. If I go to YouTube, go to popular, and this one is 35 minutes, 24 seconds. Chopped it right. And I'll show you kind of how we did that. Now let's get right into it. Let's not delay. So basically, spreadsheet. I want to keep it simple. I'm balancing automation with cost as well. Some of these services cost a lot when you go and purchase this and that and that. What this does, it calls and does some magic in the back end, which is free. There is a service I'm using like Google Cloud Project to do certain magical things, but it only costs what, 5 cents a month or maybe $1 a month, something like that. Not bad compared to $20 here, $20 here, and so forth. So anyhow, let's get right into it. So here you want to enter the original Google Drive video URL. So normally you start in some repository like a Google Drive. In this case, this system uses Google Drive. Now, if you said, hey, I want to delete it, it's in YouTube, I don't need it. A lot of people will say, well, in Google Drive, it's kind of like my backup, and I can even back up that if I want. So in other words, if it's in YouTube, you can download it and throw it up in here. So let's cheat. Let me get this one. This one is 17 minutes long. Let me control C here and watch what happens when I do that. See column B, it confirms that did I get the right video. It looks it up for me. Next, enter folder ID for new smaller videos. So here I already have a playlist videos folder. It's a subfolder. So in this case, instead of the whole URL, it wants the smaller ID. So no problems. Let's do Control C here. Come here, put that in. And now the system knows. It knows the original file to break it up, and it knows where to put the smaller videos so you can see it. Behind the scenes, it does things like GCP, Cloud Bucket stuff, but to make it easy, we put it back in Google Drive. Enter each video in seconds. What is this talking about? Well, the original video in this case is what, 17 minutes? A playlist, I want it in chunks. I want one video and create me a playlist from the one video into segments, if you will. Well, how many in each? And so what I'll do, I'll get the duration and calculate what number should be. So I have a cheat sheet here. I have a little triangle. I have notes right here. So let's say I want 2.5, 3 minutes. Let's go 3 minutes. Let's say 180. I want seconds here. Fine, we'll put in seconds. Select full video or just the highlights from the video. Select format. So right now, the highlights portion is like a 2.0. That's not available. So it doesn't even look at this column and the other column, select format. But I'll go ahead and select for video or full video here. Here it takes whatever the format quality was and applies it into the short. But I'm thinking the future in 2.0, maybe we don't need 4K and the playlist. So I'm thinking maybe we should choose something like that. Not available yet. I believe I recorded in 4K, so it's going to take that anyhow. Okay, now let's go ahead and do this. So let's say I want to automate the large video into smaller videos and do all that fancy calculation. So I just say create drive videos. So here the status will change to processing small videos. And sometimes it will create a message here. It's for perhaps error messages, or it's for success messages or informational messages. So I got that stuff there. So what do we do to look at this? Well, we can look at this to see the status that it's still processing. So behind the scenes, it's going to like Google Cloud Platform. There's something called Run Cloud. It has its own URL. Treats it like an API, kind of like in low code. So this spreadsheet has a low code contained with it. It's called app script. So let's go back to the playlist and refresh this, I guess. Still processing. So we'll take a little wait, come back here, and we'll pause and come right back. Okay, we're back, and as you can tell after, let's see how many minutes elapsed. I felt like it was about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less. So that's not too bad. So in this case, it took the large video and created it into smaller chunks. How did it know how long? If you recall, we mentioned, well, 180 seconds, 3 minutes worth. So if we come back over here, the size, see the file size here? Well, that determines if you want 5 minutes, these files should be larger and bigger, right? If you only want 60 seconds or 1 or 2 minutes or 2.5, these should be smaller. So these are the current sizes, and it did the computation. It takes 6. So now if we go back to the spreadsheet, we now see the created small videos. So it's done. Now, it is true that Drive has to process these videos. I did attempt to do some code to try to figure out if the playlist is ready to go. And the code kind of makes sense, but it didn't like it. So that might be 2.0 as well. So let's see. The first one's probably done. Let's open that up. Yeah, it looks. And the last one, I don't know. Let's take a look. Last one is done. I mean, sometimes it renders it and it's not into the highest quality yet. But as you can see, it doesn't take long. So anyhow, back to YouTube. So now we want to do the next one. It did say success here. That's nice. Get rid of it. So now we say, okay, let's leverage the no code that this column leverages. So the low code, which is attached to the spreadsheet, says monitor this, and did you make a change to upload YouTube playlists? If you did, then I want to know about it so I can send to the no code. It has something called a webhook to transfer that over. Now, the low code will create a playlist ID for us too. So it did that. And once it creates it, it says, okay, is there a value here? Then use it. So right now it's telling us it's uploaded video to YouTube, help others and earn thousands, part 1 of 6.mp4. So it did. So now it's at part 2. So it's moving right along. Part 3. It should go to part 4, 5, and 6, and we'll be right back. Okay, it's at part 5, 6. So pretty soon we'll see this H column here be updated, uploading YouTube videos. It should be waiting after that. Let's see what it does. It now says wait 5 minutes for processing. It did upload 6 of 6 correctly for us. So you may say, why wait 5 minutes of processing? Let's show you the no code. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Let's go over here. That's kind of big and that's kind of small. So make.com, if you need it, there's a description below and you get some extra credits if you use me. I have like an affiliate thing that helps me out. I appreciate that. And I'll also help you out. So here, this phase is completed. It has a short 5 seconds as it uploads and it completed. And then it says, okay, well, in between, I want you to wait 5 minutes, right? So this 5 minutes simply means even though it uploaded to YouTube, it needs time to process. So let's go in. If I click Manage Videos, which I have a tab open, and go to Videos here, I can see some of these look like they're still processing. So this is why we want a sleep or delay of up to 5 minutes. I don't recommend changing or deleting this. I like 5 minutes. It seems to always work. If you want to do less, you can experiment at your leisure, I guess. So here it's working, and it did create a playlist. So if I click on playlist up here, I don't see the playlist. Let me refresh. There it is. So here's help others and earn thousands playlist. Again, I did this before, so it's kind of duplicated, which means after this demo, I will delete this. So it comes in as private because we want to review things before it's publicly done. It does 80, 90, whatever percent for you, but it's always good to have a human review the playlist. It doesn't handle a picture. You may not want it, but that's part of it. Go back to YouTube. It's still waiting. Okay, back to the channel. These all look like they rendered within, within the time allowed. If I go back to the spreadsheet, it still says 5 minutes. So 5 minutes isn't quite up yet. Okay, we are back, and it looks like the YouTube playlist uploaded successfully. Had a playlist message here. It comes in at different orders, but YouTube fixes it. In fact, let's go ahead and look at YouTube. So again, I went from my channel, click Manage Videos, and it takes me into here. I meant to go back first. So it goes to Content, goes to Videos. The videos we uploaded, hey, we got more videos, yay. Go to Playlist, and we now see 6, and these are my other playlists. So if I click this one, it has a description. So this is where most of the work's been done, but you may want to modify this. You could even put links in here or more SEO or whatever, but it's supposed to be meant for the playlist. So how much do you really need? So that was put in for us. I did put in playlist as a suffix and whatever the file name is. The videos are here. And so now we have the 6 here. And if you notice, it says 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3, 6, and so forth. You can edit in YouTube over here. Again, this is private at this point. If you want to update an image, you may. You can click here, upload an image. And if you need to add, you can. If you need to delete, click 3 arrows, stuff like that. But basically, look, it automatically created these for us. So that's awesome. So 1, it created more videos on our channel, and 2, it created a playlist. Now, to make that happen for real, you would have to go in here and go from private to public. So that is it for the demonstration. So if you're here for, hey, I don't care about the back end stuff. I just wanted to see it demoed and worked. And so we checked that off. So if that's you, then you just need to go to the description now. And there is a school community. You click on that link, you review your stuff, whatever, if you want it or not. Then if you join the community, you are now a member, and members get everything that's in the community, including the solution to this video and other solutions to other videos. So all for one membership. So that is for you. And if you did like this video, then please click the like button, click subscribe to get notified to other solutions. Thank you very much. And now for the other people who want to see behind the scenes, we can go to extensions, app script, and then I click run. And normally it pops up and you have your permissions and you grant those permissions because it's on your domain. So it also creates a trigger for you. If you want to look at the trigger, you click on the trigger button over here and you see the triggers out there running. So that's all you got to do there. Then you can close it. So on the spreadsheet level, what else do you have to do? Well, besides filling in each row for whatever you want to do, which is not much, there is down here a setup page. I originally called it GCP for Google Cloud Platform, but you can have other things. In fact, I do have one more thing. So you need the project ID for this particular thing. Go over that in a moment. Bucket name, the Cloud Run URL, and the make webhook. So let's start with the make webhook. So the other thing you need is this nice free, once you become a member, it's free, right? You need this. So what you do is you download the blueprint. It's in this format called JSON. Then once you have it, you can click the 3 dots here and import the blueprint. And what you see here, you get. You may say, well, what are some of these funny looking pause buttons? I mentioned that in another video, but basically it's a good practice to say, well, what if Google Drive has a rate limit problem? Then pause and try up to 3 times after a few moments. I've noticed with Google services, if it does happen, we call them anomalies, you don't have to wait too long. So for example, here, I only say 10 seconds. Or actually, no, this is 10 minutes for this one. Maybe because it's Google Drive, but you try up to 3 times. And then I have one for YouTube and so forth. I think some of these, like spreadsheet, I only said 1 minute. Try up to 3 times because sometimes we just do milliseconds and it works. So that's why that one's not too much. So then once you do that, you have everything set up here, but there's one other thing you need to do. You don't need to worry about anything here at all from left to right because it uses parameters from the webhook. So whatever you've done in your spreadsheet, your setups, it just passes all through here. But there is one thing you need to do after you do the import. You do have to come to the webhook and you need to click add, and that will give you your webhook URL. So you want to click copy address to clipboard or just highlight it, copy it yourself. And then what do you do with that? Well, now you're done with this. So you go back to the friendly spreadsheet and you type in your webhook here. Now, these credentials will change, of course, but this is where you put it. You put it right here. So we've covered the spreadsheet. It's kind of like a slash copy sort of thing. So the playlist is here, and you get this. Comes with the low code. We said click authorize me. Does all the magic. And then you have to go to setup and you have to type in the web hook from the no code. So what's left? What's left are these three things. And that will be available as a member. We have to unpack that more than what I want to do in this video. But basically, to do the magic, and you may say, well, what magic does, what does this do? Well, if you take a file, in this case, it's 17 minutes, could be an hour, or whatever it is, you determine how many per, as we said before. The magic is behind the scenes, it's using something called FFmpeg, and that's a free tool. There's organization. They're up to a certain level of version number, stability. I think this uses something lower, of course, but it still works fine. And remember how I mentioned quality with cost? Well, you can get the quality with a fraction of the cost because FFmpeg is free. But what you do have to pay is the container of all the code that's in it. There's some Python code that you can copy and paste. And then when you do the steps, it'll create your own URL. And the URL I'm talking about is this Cloud Run right here. So it'll create a URL. You copy that in. I think the YouTube Shorts output, you could use the same name if you want, no problem. You will get your own unique Drive ID and Google Cloud Platform. Again, there'll be instructions. So that's it. That is it. So just to review one more time, you click in the description, click on School Community. Once you become a member, everything will be laid out for you, and then the solution is made up of the spreadsheet, which comes with low code. You click Authorize Me to make it happy, creates the trigger thing behind the scenes, and then you go to make.com, click three dots, import blueprint, click webhook, click add, get the address, come back up here, go to the setup down here, put in the webhook here, follow the instructions for setting up all the magic behind the scenes. You type all this in and you are done. You are ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like more solutions, then please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, enter comments. Comments make us better. Criticism, feedback, whatever it is, it makes us better. Thank you and have a good day.